River Godavari, 1465 kilometers long, the second longest river in India, has been contributing a lot for the development of regions through which it flows. The river is heavily used for agriculture, but it also supports a rich biodiversity. For example, the Koringa mangrove forests in the Godavari Delta are said to be the second largest mangrove formations in our country. Furthermore, the Krishna Godavari basin is one of the main nesting sites of the endangered olive ridley turtle. However, the river water seems to suffer from both depletion in quality and its quantity. The industrial pollution accounts for 18%, whereas a staggering 82% is contributed by domestic pollution, severely affecting public health, surface, and groundwater. While this disheartening scenario pricks us all, many of us remain bystanders without realizing how it would be affecting us very soon. In 2002, pondering over a similar situation of rivers in Pune, Dr. Vishwas Yewle from Pune started Goda-dindi, a unique water pilgrimage, along with the help with other NGOs, researchers, social workers, and engineers. This sacred water pilgrimage, done over 10 years now, is an innovative and a unique initiative calling for unified efforts from both rural and urban people for a better water, better future. There are many organizations like Marathi Vigyan Parishad, Shantidham Pratishthan, working for cleaning the river Godavari by protecting it from urban pollution. Shankar Sagar Sarovar Samvardhini, Nanded, was established in 2004 under the guidance of Dr. Madhavrao Chittai as a front organization of Bhartiya Sanskriti Mandal. Health of water is linked to the physical, social, economic, and spiritual health of the humans, wherever it may be. Realizing the effect Dr. Yewle's water pilgrimage was achieving amongst people, a potential for spreading this water expedition to other regions was seen. Finally, to magnify the spark ignited by Dr. Yewle, Professor Upendra Kulkarni of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nanded, initiated the idea of Goda-dindi. Goda stands for River Mother Godavari and Dindi means the pilgrimage. 4 institutes, namely SDGS IET Nanded, Dr. Shankarao Government Medical College Nanded, Science College Nanded, and Bhartiya Sanskriti Mandal came forward to organize this historic Goda-dindi. The pilgrimage drew volunteer students from engineering and medical colleges, chanting hymns while carrying the sacred water from rivers in a palanqueen and stopping by the villages on the banks to create an affectionate bond with the rivers which support us all. This pilgrimage was unique in the sense that it amalgamated people from different age groups, economic backgrounds, regions, religions, and professions together to understand today's water and ecosystem crisis and take measures to avoid its further worsening. The journey of the Goda-dindi started on 20th January 2012 after seeking blessings from Sant Kulwant Singh Ji of Takht Shri Hazur Sahib Gurudwara of Nanded and Nanded Bhushan Sant Shri Balwinder Singh Babaji of Langar Sahib Gurudwara. The Dindi then continued further for 3 days from Dhangar Takli, traversing 40 kilometers of river length via kayaks and boats to finally conclude at Kaleshwar region of Nanded on 23rd January 2012. The inauguration of the Goda-dindi was witnessed by a large number of people, including students of Ved Pathshala of Dhangar Takali, which was the first destination of Goda-dindi. On this auspicious occasion of Goda-dindi's inauguration, water from 5 sacred rivers was mixed in a single pot, which further traversed the river along with deity of Godavari river via kayaks and boats. The dindi was built from bamboo by Dr. P.T. Patil of SDGSIET Nanded and decorated by medical and engineering college students who were the chief pilgrimers. These pilgrimers were welcomed by Sri Umesh Maharaj of Ved Pathshala, who highlighted the utmost importance given to water by our Vedas. As the rivers triggered the centuries-old evolution of socio-economic and cultural patterns in India, the ancient Indian literature considered the rivers as divine, and people were ordained to use their life-sustaining water most judiciously and treat the surrounding ecosystem with greatest reverence. Centuries passed. With the advent of urbanization, we turned a blind eye over the ancient principles of sustainable use of water. What has happened to those heavenly rivers now? The miserable condition of the rivers propelled the voyagers to think about sustainable use of water. The pilgrimers became more miserable after observing that people on the banks are using tremendous amount of water either for pumping for irrigation purposes or for other domestic purposes such as washing clothes and cattle. Another common problem that the pilgrimers observed was that, say, a community A upstream of the river pumped up large amount of the river water without due consideration for the community B on the downstream. Then the community B lost almost its all share of the water. This inequity in water sharing is not only affecting communities A and B, but also us as a nation, as we are ultimately dependent on each other socio-economically. Everyone has equal right to enjoy its share of natural resource. The obvious solution then is to understand each other's requirements and problems and solve them through a dialogue process by coming together. The pilgrimers discussed this urgency to take actions and solve the problems mutually with the villagers along the river bank from Gangaji Babu, Anteshwar, Bhareswad, Penur, Gangabet, Vahegaon, Thugaon, Markand and Vishnupuri. The pilgrimers also conducted programs in schools and within groups of women at these villages to teach basic hygiene principles and spread awareness about how health of water and ecosystem is linked to human health. It was observed that women, given the right platform, showed tremendous potential to spread the water expedition. Furthermore, the pilgrimers gifted saplings to the villagers in order to spread the message about how a simple act of planting trees can save the river banks from further erosion. On the other hand, not only that the villagers listened to the message from the pilgrimers, but they also took care of the entire stay of the students. It was a great learning process through mutual give and take of knowledge shared between pilgrimers from urban area and the rural communities. The participation of women was also applaudable. Some women even taught rural cuisines and folk songs to the pilgrimers. Folk singers from the villages presented the traditional preachings about preserving water. Everyone pledged to save the mother river in all possible ways, be it reducing domestic pollution or using the water judiciously or by some other means. The pilgrims also learned about the importance of preserving the biodiversity and ecosystem as they waded through some of the eroded banks and water-bereft regions. People clearly benefit from the direct use of water for domestic purposes, agriculture, and industry, but they also benefit from the water provided to aquatic ecosystems. Continuing attempts to check species loss is also advocated, and that will be one of the goals in Goda-dindi's future expeditions as well. Currently, to lay the basic groundwork, the student voyagers collected water samples from the river water near all the villages they visited during Goda-dindi and conducted tests of the same to find water quality of the river with the parameters like DO, alkalinity, pH, TDS, turbidity, and hardness of the water. Finally, this was an initiative spreading a strong message that it is possible to unite people from all backgrounds, be it religions, castes, genders, or economy, in order to keep our rivers continuously flowing with pure water. If efforts on national level are taken especially by youth, be it urban or rural, and women, this movement will definitely make all rivers alive and thereby secure our survival in all senses, no doubt.
Mangalam,